It's going on 11. You're getting
dinner time now.
It's dinner time anyway. Get the tapas and the sangria and ready in the next hour. They'll be going all night long, and with good reason. They can lay claim to being the home office, the spiritual center of football. All right, let's talk about Spain. Let's talk about Brazil. You look at some of these ages. Some of these guys may not be in the selection, but Fernando Torres, age 28, whether he'll be back. And now let's take it back visually as we talk about what exactly Spain may bring to Brazil as the Italians are beginning to approach the UEFA VIP box and receive their awards. We'll consider this question through the remainder of our coverage. And what a classy move by the Spanish side to be at the base of the steps, and how much Gigi Buffon in his 120th appearance for the national team gave, and you saw the pregame singing that anthem with his eyes closed, his heart bursting with pride. Wasn't to be today.
Watching Gigi Buffon sing that anthem for me is one of the great moments and images of this tournament, and what it means to this man here, and what he and the players coming after him have done for Italian soccer. And we have to understand that Italian soccer, the match fixing scandal is one thing, but just the perception of Serie A and Italian soccer, it's dipped recently, and it's started to come back. And this is important. This is an important achievement from these players. I know it hurts. It hurts right now when you're not there receiving the winner's medal, but they will go home, and I think that the Italians will embrace them for not just what they did in terms of the wins and losses, but the way that they did it and the new way that they did it.
As Prandelli said, Cesare Prandelli, we want Italy to fall in love with the skill, fall in love with the national team. And of course, the cruel geography of the presentation, they have to walk right past the trophy without putting any fingerprints on it. Michel Platini, the great French player, the president of UEFA, the European organizing group, understands well to win and to lose. Italy won this tournament in 1968, 4 times the champions of the world, most recently in 2006, and 4 of those players, Buffon, Rezzagli, Pirlo, De Rossi, were on this selection of 23 that went to Ukraine and Poland. Mario Balotelli, a future that you would think would be so bright off of it. And as you said, Taylor, kept digging even in a game that was hopeless, and Prandelli, you heard Roberto Martinez before the match say the reason they are here, Italy, is primarily because of that man's man management.
He did a wonderful job. I had the pleasure of talking with Giuseppe Rossi before the U.S.-Italy game, and he talked about after the 2010 World Cup, he reached out to all the players to talk about what kind of identity they wanted Italy to have. I think the Italians should be very proud of their national team right now.
Spain are the champions. Ian, present the moment.
Yep, they're on their way. Stop me if you've heard the story before. Spain as winners. This, remember, a nation who were regarded as the great underachievers among the major nations in football. They've never won the World Cup till a couple of years ago, but this now is becoming a dynasty. There's a real aura of invincibility about them. It's not just you can't beat them, you can't score against them, you can't get the ball off them. The passing, just wonderfully brilliant. Alvaro Arbeloa there, shaking the hand of Michel Platini. It's his first European title in Iniesta's second. Many of them winning their second titles. And they also serve who mostly sat on the bench. Negredo got that start in the semi-final. Xabi Alonso, only a sub 4 years ago, going through. Jordi Alba was brilliant throughout the tournament. Goal tonight really arrived as a major star, I think, at Euro 2012. And the man who gets the joy of lifting the trophy again is Iker Casillas. Saint Iker, as the Spanish fans call him. Pepe Reina, the Liverpool goalkeeper who didn't get on. Fernando Torres, Golden Boot winner. That's a surprise, isn't it? Casillas, by the way, is the only goalkeeper who's ever captain decide to win the European Championship. And now he's doing it for a second time any moment when he lifts that trophy on the left. His rival, Gigi Buffon, can only look pensively on. A great team, Macca.
Yeah, worthy winners here, weren't they? Excellent football, the best team around, and they really showed it. It was important that we got a performance like this tonight, and they duly delivered this. Andre Pirlo never gets any easier, doesn't lose in the competition. Hugely experienced player like him, tears in his eyes.
He wonders if there'll ever be another final for him, of course. But here's the moment for Spain. Just as 2 years ago at the World Cup, just as 4 years ago at the last European Championship, Iker Casillas will get the silverware, which means that Spain are champions yet again. Macca's old teammate as well. Spain reign, and there's no arguing about it. We've been in the presence of genius tonight.
Yeah, fantastic performance. Worthy winners again. And they will never tire of this type of success, Ian, and they will go forward. They will try and create more history by winning the World Cup in South America.
And who bet against them?
I know, it's great to see Iker Casillas. He made his debut when I was there at Real Madrid. He used to get the bus to the training grounds as a 17-year-old. And you see him now lifting the World Cup and now lifting the European Championship. He's setting more records personally himself, not conceding goals.
Yeah.
Thrilled to bits for him.
990 minutes without conceding knockout games. Only tears for Italy, but I think they can go home with their heads held high, as the fellas were saying back in the